Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing a tag video. I love doing tag videos. You guys know I love doing tag videos. Tag videos in general are great fun, and whenever I see a new tag video, it is an opportunity for me to get excited. So I was on Pruelaroo's channel the other day and I saw that she had come out with a new video, and it was basically called, hold up, let me just pull up the name of this tag. I'm so prepared for this video. It is called The Bad and the Boring Tag, and it was created by Lobotomy, and I subscribe to both Pruelaroo and Lobotomy, and I really love both of their channels so much. They're smaller YouTubers, and I follow them, and I have been following them for quite a bit, and they both make great videos, and I will link both of their channels down below. But anyway, Lisa came up with this tag, I think it was a little bit ago, and so Pruelaroo apparently found it and she did her own version of it, and I saw it and I had to do my own version of it as well. So let's just get into the questions. Let me get my caffeine. I think I should talk a little bit about what this tag is before I get into this tag. It is basically a tag talking about the negative aspects of makeup, basically talking about the boring bits of makeup and shining a spotlight on them. The first question is a foundation finish you don't like. I feel like my answer to this would have been very different had I answered this question, I'd say 2 years ago, because back then I was really interested in full coverage matte foundation. But right now, if I have full coverage foundation on my skin, you can bet your makeup brushes that I will do my very best to sheer it out and apply a very light layer of it, because I do not like the feeling of full coverage matte foundation on my skin. I would say that I'm allergic to it, but that is an understatement. I just don't like the feeling of having a lot of makeup on my skin. Today, on my skin, I am wearing a full coverage, well, I'd say a medium coverage matte foundation, but I'm not sure if you can notice or not, but I literally put on the smallest amount, and I have made it my mission to stop buying full coverage matte foundations. And the only reason you see full coverage matte foundations on my channel is if I'm wearing them on my eyes as a eyeshadow primer, or if I'm trying to use them up on my face, and even then I use the smallest, tiniest amount, because I literally cannot stand the feeling of my skin under layers and layers of foundation. I just can't do it. So that is a foundation finish that I definitely do not like. And I actually do try to avoid buying it, but since I do have several in my collection, I actually do try and use them up. But yeah, I really don't like them, so that's why whenever I do use them, I use the tiniest amount, and I literally try and make sure that my foundation still looks the most natural it can look. So anyway, that is my very long-winded reply for that question. But the next question is the worst mascara you have ever tried. I have tried a lot of mascara, guys. I have tried a lot of mascaras because I am really into making my lashes look super sexy, and I can achieve that with using a lot of mascara. A lot, okay? A lot. But basically what I have found is that at any price point, there are mascaras that are not necessarily the best. My worst mascara experience, I think, would have had to come from Wet n Wild. And I love Wet n Wild as a brand, but right now, I don't know what's going on with them. But I used to really be obsessed with Wet n Wild. I used to get a whole bunch of stuff from Wet n Wild. I still use a lot of Wet n Wild products, but back when I was really just obsessed by Wet n Wild, and I was so excited about nearly every single thing that they would come out with, I bought this 2-in-1 lash kit. Basically, it was consisting of a lash primer and a mascara. And I was so excited about it because I had previously tried their lash primer that they had discontinued prior to this, and I was like, oh my gosh, I loved that lash primer. It was amazing. So hopefully I will get this 2-in-1 mascara and lash primer set, and hopefully I'll be set for life. That was not the case. I tried that product and it was an atrocity. It basically It did nothing for my eyes. It basically made my mascara seem like and look awful. I think that the lash primer, like it was like this like really weird, like wispy, like almost like cotton kind of like texture, and I tried to layer it on my eyes, and then the mascara in that set was so bad. It was just an all-around terrible experience, and I tried, I really did, and I couldn't deal with it. Like I could not deal with that mascara. It was bad. Like that mascara and the lash primer, it was just bad. One thing you tried once and then threw away. This is very difficult for me because I can think of some things I tried several times and then just got rid of, because I don't really like trying things like one time and then like throwing it away. I don't like that because I'm stingy and I don't want to spend money on something and then chuck it into the bin. So whenever I do try something and it doesn't work out too well, I usually try and use it again. I think the only things I can remember in my head that I tried like maybe once and just got rid of were like really cheap, like Dollar Tree, dollar store makeup, and that is not to bash on any Dollar Tree or dollar store makeup, but it just so happened that when I went to the dollar store and I saw like I think a few like face products, I think it was like this foundation or like this concealer that I got from the dollar store. I tried it once and it was so bad. Like the finish was weird, it was like very sticky, and I just didn't like it, so I ended up getting rid of that. That is not to say that all dollar store or all Dollar Tree makeup is bad. I can't say that because I haven't tried all of it. But that specific, either it was a foundation or a concealer, I can't really remember too well. But whatever it was, I just threw it away because I literally, like, it just didn't work for me. Then, the most boring eyeshadow palette you own. You might be surprised by this, but this is the e.l.f. Mad for Matte eyeshadow palette, and this is Neutral City, and as you can tell by my eyeshadow, I am currently not obsessed with neutrals. I just don't like neutrals at all, and I think that this is definitely the most boring palette in my collection. All my other boring neutral palettes, for the most part, I have gotten rid of. Thank you, thank you, thank you, decluttering. But basically, I either give those palettes to my sister or to like another friend. But like, I literally don't like neutral palettes. But this is the only neutral palette that I currently own because it is a good palette, but it's just neutral, and I don't like it because it's neutral. And I mean, it's like an okay palette. I mean, it's okay, not okay. It is a pretty good palette in my personal opinion. Currently, I'm using it for eyebrows because that's where all my neutral eyeshadows are going, to my eyebrows, because I can't stand to have neutral shadows on my eyes anymore. But yeah, this is the most boring eyeshadow palette that I do own at the moment. The next question is a makeup trend you think is boring and want to go away. In my personal opinion, I think that applying makeup with different objects is just stupid. And I'm talking about like the craze that was going on for quite a bit. And I think that in some ways it is still quite present. The craze in which you literally take bell peppers, food items, somebody else's body parts, and you use those things to apply your face makeup, particularly foundation. I mean, wasn't there like a video somewhere? I got told somewhere that there was like a video on Twitter of a girl, or like was it on Instagram, of a girl doing her makeup with her boyfriend's genitalia. I'm sorry, but why? That is just disgusting. And it's just disgusting and it's boring because when you literally have like nothing to bring to the table except putting makeup on with different objects, and I'm talking to anybody who's ever done this, please like just take a break and try to revive your creativity, because makeup is very exciting, and there are so many more exciting things that you can do with makeup besides trying to come up with new and frankly boring ways to put on product. because once you've sunk down to the level of literally putting on foundation with a bell pepper or your boyfriend's genitalia, and I'm not saying that those two things are the same because they're not, but once you've sunk down to that level of creativity, please take a hiatus and try and find some creativity in yourself, because that's just, no, that is boring. I mean, like, I don't understand. That is boring. How is that entertaining in any way? That is so, frankly, I would say it's unoriginal, but it's like so bad, it's kind of original, but then again, it's also unoriginal because, I'm sorry, if you think that's creative and if you think that that's interesting, please take a break. Take a break. No, it's not. It's just boring. Like, just stop. Like, no. It is a waste of internet space. But the next thing is the worst liquid lipstick you have tried. I don't really like liquid lipstick too much, and I am very, very lucky to say that most of the liquid lipsticks that I've tried are liquid lipsticks that I bought after seeing multiple videos and seeing multiple people's reviews and perspectives. Why am I holding a pot of glitter in my hand? But most of the things that I do buy for my collection are items that I've done thorough research on and really just found out that I really do think that they're good quality items. So I don't really find a lot of liquid lipsticks in my collection that I don't like, but I would say that my least liked liquid lipsticks, it would be a cross between the Kylie Jenner liquid lipstick, and I forget the shade that I have, but it's like a nude shade, and I'm not gonna get it out because I don't care about Kylie Cosmetics that much. But also the other liquid lipsticks that I don't really like the formula of happen to be the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipsticks, and I love the colors of those. They're so pretty, but I just don't like the finish, and I don't like how drying it is. So whenever I'm wearing those, I have to put on a gloss because otherwise it ain't happening. The next question is the color you think is the most boring one. I'm trying to find a palette that has this color so I can show you how boring this is. A matte white or a matte cream color. This, in my opinion, is the most boring color. I was gonna say brown, but then I was like, it is not that boring. It's boring. For me, brown is boring. That's just my personal opinion, but it's not that boring. What is boring for me is like a very light setting kind of eyeshadow color. Like, essentially a color that is almost just a cream shadow. A cream colored matte shadow is the most boring thing on earth. That is a lie. It is the most boring eyeshadow for me, period. It is boring for me, in my personal opinion. The next question is, what brand do you think is coming out with the most boring things? Becca? Okay, see, here's the thing. I think that every single brand, oh, look, what are you Okay, sorry. Okay, my neighbor is driving up to his, like, driveway. It's like driving up the road in his car, and there's a little girl in the back seat. I think she's like 5, that's like sticking her whole torso out of the car, out of the window. Like, sorry, like, that is, no, don't let your kid do that. Like, that is actually, no, that is terrifying. I hope she's okay. But, like, anyway, where was I? Okay, see, here's the thing. I think that every single brand has a customer, and if a brand reaches any level of success, they have a customer, and some customer is very pleased with what they're coming out with, and that customer is very happy, and that customer basically, like, just, you know, like, is able to work towards buying the product that the brand is coming out with, and in turn the brand is able to become successful. So again, these are my personal opinions, but from my perspective, the brand that I always see quite, like, getting quite hyped up, but at the same time it's a brand that I just find very boring, it's just Becca. Like, Becca, in my opinion, I don't think that there's anything that Becca can do that would make me feel like excited or interesting, like, or interested by the brand. There's nothing that they can do, and it's not their fault. I'm just not their customer. and I don't think I ever will be. I mean, never say never, but like I literally don't think I ever will be Becca's customer, at least for a very long time. So yeah, I just feel like they're always coming out with boring things. I definitely, like, I can't bring myself to be excited by anything that they launch, and that is just my personal opinion. Which step in your makeup routine is the most boring one? Either eyebrows or lower lash mascara. Probably more so lower lash mascara than eyebrows though, because eyebrows, it's like a sculpting, like, just process. It's like relatively interesting. I kind of want to get over with it quickly, but eyebrows are relatively interesting. Lower lash mascara though, I literally, every time I do my lower lash mascara, I'm sitting there with my mascara wand and I'm trying to finish it quickly because I just want to be done with it. Like, I can't make lower lash mascara interesting. It's just boring to me. I just don't like it at all. It is boring, but it's an effect that I think, in my opinion, is essential to my finished look. So that's why I keep doing it. If you had to choose between a good base and a bad eye look, or a bad base and a good eye look, which one would you choose? I would choose a bad base and a good eye look, because for me personally, I always want my eyes to look absolutely stunning. Like, in my daily makeup routine, I don't do anything to my face. I don't do anything to my face makeup whatsoever. I don't do highlight, I don't do contouring, I don't do concealer, and I don't do foundation, because I literally could not care less. No matter how bad my skin is looking. Actually, no, that's a lie. Sometimes if my skin is looking so bad, like I'm talking about like the worst, I put on like a little bit of like spot concealing, and that's it. But for the most part, I think that base is totally fine. I don't care about my base. I don't really care to get into it, so I'm okay with it. However, like, I look at old pictures of myself, and for me, what I had like an issue with was how badly I did my eye makeup, or how badly I used to do my eye makeup. And I feel like in 5 years I'll be looking at my makeup today and I'll be like, oh my gosh, that is the worst thing ever. But as of now, I think that I have come a pretty long way when it comes to my ability to create a relatively interesting eye look, so I'm very proud of that. So in conclusion, I think that I would much prefer having a bad base and a good eyeshadow look rather than the other way around. You guys see, if you watch my tutorials, that I literally spend like, I would say 85 to 75% of the video focused on eyes, and then everything else I'm like, whatever goes is fine. Like, I mean, I literally just speed through my base, and my eye makeup is what is exciting for me. So I think that pretty much concludes this video. That is the end of this tag. Thank you so much, Lisa, for creating this tag, and thank you to Pruelaroo for just bringing back this tag and inspiring me to do it myself. But I will put both of their channels down below, of course, and please be sure to check them out. And if you are interested in their videos, subscribe to their channels. I would greatly appreciate it. But yes, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.